Welcome back, everybody. So today I would like to talk to you of the Yaris Airbox. So as many of you have asked me, we have developed an Airbox of our own because I was not so happy with the options out there. But let's start from the stock part that is here. I call it the snorkely because all the air, let's say most of the air, comes through this little snorkel, and that's all. The rest of the air you do get from this opening flap under the airbox, like this, and the air that comes in here actually is arriving from this opening down in the front of the car. So basically what happens is when you are accelerating over a certain range, there is a depression tube here with an actuator that now is unmounted from it, and this opens up this little vein. But the fact is that it's like choking and then opening, and when it's opening many times... Okay, sorry, this was a battery cut. So basically this was the working of the airbox. And then inside this airbox you had the panel filter, and down here you also have a piece of foam covered with plastic that I don't have in this moment, I took out, and this is to collect the drops of water, and then the water comes out of here, and this is in case of extreme climates, extreme weather. And on the other side you just have the lid with the trumpet leading to your MAF sensor housing, and then going through the 78mm tube to the engine. So this is the stock unit. So what do we do? As you know, we guys come from motorsports, so we were not okay with just changing a snorkel, because this basically the speed of air drastically reduces every time it encounters a bend. So this will destroy any Venturi effect, any of that. The same thing is, for example, brake cooling. If you have tubes that are routed too much with too many bends, you're going to lose too much pressure. And this is just how it works. It's like aerodynamics. So what did we do? We decided, since up to Formula 1 cars in the years, what is always used is a panel filter, and to keep the car serviceable, we decided to maintain the standard filtering element. And in CATIA V5 we designed around the possibilities, after having scanned the engine bay, a motorsport solution intake. And I'll show you how quick you can take it out of the car. I loosened this just now, just before the video. So, hop, it's out already. Very, very quickly. So, you see, now you have a huge intake that takes all the air from the car, and I already advised everybody to cut this central piece of plastic, because it's about 20% of the intake space, like on my car. And what did we do? We did it, in this case, this is a prototype in carbon, and we have the exact perfect diameter of towards the turbo intake, and then we have a 3D printed insert here that is keeping our MAF sensor, and therefore the MAF is seating perfectly flush in the correct position in the same way it's doing on the stock unit. Then we decided to make the structure grow around accommodating the stock filter in a way that the air slows down a bit, and it maintains still the pressure, but it gives it two things. It gives it more time to pass through the filtering element, and as opposed to cone filters, cuts the air, the air cuts the filter 90 degrees. So this is full laminar flow. Who tells you that the flow through a cone filter is fully laminar? It's not, because it cuts it usually between 40 and 60 degrees, and this loses power of the air. Plus, the design of it all brings a Venturi effect. Therefore, this helps the compressor to have less stress in absorbing the air. And on a stock engine, I have tried some mapping before Ecotech was out, and I could pull 1.85 bar of boost coming from the turbo spool, and no intake can do this. We tested it back to back on the dyno, for as reliable the dynos can be nowadays on these cars, but we got 16 horsepower maintaining the same filtering element. And the filter is just here, super quick. And you see, this is like the standard filter, but we use a unit from BMC. And once more, this is all CAD designed by professional CAD designers. And it's just one moment. You see what a work of art we made for the lower support. And yeah, the idea initially, just like that, it's immediately back into the car. Very, very quick. There you go. So you're already all done. This is like a really rally serviceable item. You just get it out and in, so you can work on the gearbox. You can do your clutch bleeding and all of that. I can also do my clutch bleeding manually through here, because there is a space we left, as you can see. So I personally, I do it even without taking this out, but if you're servicing the car at a race, this can be much more convenient to get it out. So about this, I've received already many messages about our Airbox, and you've been asking me if it's going to be available, if you want me to do it, how much would it cost and all that. So point is, at round one, about 2 years ago, we tried to produce it in carbon, and we run into a producing partner, an Italian one, that has been very dishonest, and they have making the molds, and basically we never saw the molds, and they never did the production that was ordered. So let's just drop it. This product does not exist. So there is possibility, depending on the values and on the volumes, of producing it either in carbon or in plastics. So for plastic, obviously there is a lower unit cost, but a much higher investment at the beginning. So I'm going to launch a poll on my YouTube homepage. So please go there and tell me what you would be interested in, and if this could do for you, either in carbon and plastic. I'll put some price brackets. So we will see if we can do something reasonable. If it looks so, I will open pre-orders, and we can take it from there. So I hope this was of your interest, and as usual, have a great day from AJ Club Sport. Bye now.